Coronation Street's George Shuttleworth becomes the first major suspect in the mystery over Theo Silverton's death tonight. The local undertaker faces scrutiny following a damning discovery in the laundry basket at number 11, which hints that he has something to hide. Trouble unfolds as George's partner Christina Boyd finds the jumper that he changed out of on the night of the murder. The item of clothing has visible blood stains, so Christina makes a risky plan to make sure that it's not spotted by the police when they pay an unexpected visit. Sadly, with DS Connor Swain on the case, it's not long before she's caught red-handed. As George is arrested and ordered to explain himself at the police station, he points out that Theo was injured during an earlier altercation in the flat. George and Todd Grimshaw have both been open with the coppers about how they were forced to overpower Theo in self-defense, locking him in the bedroom. Unfortunately for George, DS Connor Swain can spot inconsistencies in his story and doesn't seem fully convinced by what he's saying. Could George have been responsible for Theo's death? Fans can see how the interrogation plays out in full when the episode airs tonight on ITV1, or it's streaming early now on ITVX. Earlier this week, Corey Bosses put George on an official list of 6 suspects for the murder alongside Todd, Christina, Gary Windass, Summer Spellman and Danielle Silverton. Fans can expect George to fiercely protest his innocence, but this could be a cover for a deadly crime. A Corey statement recently teased, "Everyone on the street is struggling to comprehend that one of their own is a murderer, but for the suspects, the fight is to keep their secrets hidden." This month, the pressure mounts to a breaking point as the hunt for Theo's killer commences. This week will see Todd, George and Gary face a grilling, and in the coming weeks, Summer, Christina and Danielle follow in their footsteps. The cobbles of Weatherfield have seen their fair share of secrets, but nothing quite as explosive as the moment Coronation Street confirmed its first arrest in the shocking Theo Silverton murder case. In an early release episode on ITVX, the tension that had been simmering for weeks finally boiled over, delivering a twist that left characters and viewers reeling. A death that changed everything. Theo Silverton's death was never going to be simple. A manipulative and abusive figure, Theo had built a long list of enemies before his brutal end. His toxic relationship with Todd Grimshaw, alongside threats and confrontations across the street, ensured that when he died, suspicion wouldn't fall on just one person, it would engulf an entire community. From the very beginning, the storyline was crafted as a classic whodunit. Multiple suspects. Hidden motives. And a sense that everyone had something to lose if the truth came out. The arrest that shook Weatherfield. Then came the moment that changed the investigation forever. In the early ITVX episode, police zeroed in on a key suspect, George Shuttleworth. What began as quiet questioning quickly escalated into something far more serious. A single piece of evidence, a blood-stained jumper, triggered a chain reaction that would lead to his arrest. The scene unfolds with mounting dread. George, usually a steady and dependable presence, suddenly finds himself under intense scrutiny. His explanations feel strained. His calm demeanor begins to crack. And when the police arrive, the inevitable happens, he is taken into custody, leaving the street stunned. For the residents of Weatherfield, it's not just the arrest that's shocking, it's who has been arrested. Doubt, fear, and hidden truths. But in true Coronation Street fashion, the arrest doesn't bring clarity, it deepens the mystery. George insists on his innocence, claiming the blood came from an earlier altercation with Theo. Yet the evidence paints a different picture, and even those closest to him begin to question what they thought they knew. Meanwhile, suspicion quietly shifts elsewhere. Christina Boyd's behavior raises eyebrows. Her discovery of the jumper, and her reaction to it, feels just a little too calculated. Is she genuinely afraid, or is she hiding something of her own? Elsewhere, Todd struggles with overwhelming guilt and confusion. Theo's death may have freed him from abuse, but it has also dragged him into a moral nightmare. Every question from the police, every sideways glance from neighbors, reminds him that he is still entangled in Theo's legacy. A community under pressure. What makes this storyline so gripping is how the arrest ripples through the entire street. Friendships strain under suspicion. Relationships fracture as trust erodes. Every character becomes both observer and suspect, watching others while guarding their own secrets. Gary Windass, Summer Spellman, Danielle Silverton, each name lingers in the air as a possible killer. Each has a motive. Each has something to hide. The arrest of George doesn't close the case, it opens it wider. The bigger picture, justice or misdirection? The brilliance of this twist lies in its ambiguity. Is George truly guilty? Or is his arrest just a convenient step in a much darker, more complex cover-up? Soap history tells us one thing: the first arrest is rarely the final answer. By placing George at the center of the investigation, the show raises the stakes dramatically. If he's innocent, then the real killer is still out there, watching, waiting, and possibly manipulating events from the shadows. What comes next? As the investigation unfolds, one thing is certain: the truth won't come easily. Clues will surface. Lies will unravel. And the fragile balance of life on the cobbles will continue to fracture under the weight of suspicion. The early ITVX episode doesn't just deliver an arrest, it sets the stage for a long, twisting journey toward the truth. And if Coronation Street has proven anything over the years, it's that the real story is never as simple as it first appears. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Crown ST.